was spinning, and my tires had hit a curb just perfectly enough to flip my vehicle. And it didn't flip once, but it flipped several times. And I'm not a big seatbelt wearer, so I went flying. I was all bouncing around that car like a ping pong ball. And the thing that was going through my mind at that moment, I knew, I was like, this can't be it. This can't be the end. Because I really thought I was going to die. You don't have time to think in those situations, but when you feel that kind of out of control and you're just bouncing around an SUV at high speeds and the car is spinning, the thing that was going through my mind is, but God, this can't be it. Because there is more fight in me. I am here to fight. I am here. I haven't even scratched the surface of what I think that you have for me. I need to be here to fight. That woke me up to say, if I'm gonna have time on this earth, I better make sure it's valuable. I better make sure that I'm using it to the fullest. And so, for you here this evening, that's my challenge to you. Are you using your gifts, your passions, your talents, all that you've been designed to do to its fullest? And the answer is probably no. But tonight we're going to work on pushing you that direction. In high school, in middle school, in elementary school, I was the kid in the back of the classroom who never said a word. I was the shy introvert. I just flew under the radar. Right? And so over time, these kind of things came to the surface. I didn't excel at any one thing. I wasn't outstanding at art. I wasn't outstanding at grades. I wasn't outstanding at sports. I was just okay. I was okay at a lot of different things. And that was a little bit frustrating to me. We've got to define success. What is success? There's a lot of great definitions of success. Right? For tonight, I want you to think of it this way. That success for you is discovering, all right? Discovering, developing, and doing what you were created to do. Oftentimes, our greatest passions come from our greatest pains. So when you're thinking about your life experiences, it's not just the positive, but it's also the negative that help foreshadow the future for many of us. I think in our society, in our culture, we have an enormous gap for true, authentic leaders. Authentic leadership is owning your mess in life. And here's the reason why. Other people need to hear your story. And the more you give them the PG version, the less that helps. The more you're open and real, the more people can relate to you and the more people trust you. And no matter what you do with your gifts and passions, that part is critical. You can believe you're here to battle against evil, or you can believe you're just here along for the ride. Either way, you're going to leave a legacy. And that legacy is going to be talked about for a little bit anyway. Your kids, maybe even your grandkids. If you really make a mark on this earth, maybe your great-great-grandkids. Maybe someone will even write a book. But all in all, for most people, when they punch out, their 70 years here are pretty much all but forgotten. And again, it doesn't matter where your theology is. But dreaming big and thinking big is vital to figuring out what you're here to do. And I'm going to make a side note right now and say this. I do not believe that there is one thing you're supposed to do, and if you miss it, you missed it. But here's the thing that I want to communicate to you, you have to get. Okay? When you think about your passions, ultimately, effort trumps passion. It is not enough to just look at what you want to do, what you hope to do, and the passions that you have. Because you have to look at those passions And you have to stare at them and say, when the excitement fades, when it all goes away, what are you willing to work your butt off for? What are you really, truly ready to sweat for, to bleed for? But very few of us are willing to put forth the fight and effort to the point where it causes blood. It costs us something. Because listen to me, my friends, at that point, when you're really ready to sweat and bleed over your passions, you're going to make an impact in this world. You're going to make hell mad. You're going to do something that matters not for this generation, but for generations to come. That's the kind of leader that is missing in our country. Forget thinking in years. Next year I want to. That thought process is going to kill you because it makes you, it delays. It delays what you could do now. But you've got to practice, you've got to do. Success is discovering, developing, and doing movement.